Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Planet Coaster. Now, looking here, that's a building with a roller coaster I had originally made for this episode, but I didn't like the way it turned out. The roller coaster was meant to be inside a building, and what happened is the building ended up just being a square over it, so I didn't like that, so I got rid of it. And in this episode, instead, I will be making the clock tower. Now, it took me a couple of attempts to make the clock tower because I didn't like what I did in the first instance. So here you go. This is my. I do keep my first attempt in though. I just didn't like the way the proportions were. It looked too chunky for my liking, so I changed it for the final design. So here's me just making it uh, making it wrong, and then I change it. Now I wanted to include the footage of me making it incorrectly because I think it helps show what I was thinking. I didn't want to include the video of me making the building I didn't keep in because I felt that because I wasn't keeping it, there was no point in doing the video. But with the clock tower, I was keeping the clock tower structure, so I thought I'll show you the picture of the video of me creating the one that didn't work out because it evolved into being the clock tower, which was now there, which is now there. See, I didn't like the base; it was too thick, didn't look right. So I wanted to keep the smaller section of the clock tower, and then I turned this into the clock tower, made it a bit thinner, a bit taller. So I ended up thinking it looked quite good in the end. Now I do have a bit of a fast with clocks because I didn't realise that there were clocks in the game and I must have missed them. So I tried to make my own clock out of frosting in a bit, but that quickly broke away to the in-game clocks, which actually work tick as well. So I'm happy with that. So again, another go having a look at what it looks like. Not feeling this particular design as well. I feel it's just too thick. I think the middle bit I just kept making too thick. So again, that gets scrapped eventually and replaced, I believe. So here we are, putting a bit of a roof on, and then almost got there, and then think I didn't like this, so I again changed the clock tower because it didn't look good. So after this, I got rid of it, scrapped it again. Thought no, let's start again. As you can see, complete bottom scratch. Now again, thinking actually I should just go one wide, and that actually is probably thick enough for a clock tower. Maybe go a little taller before the intersection, because I didn't want it just a straight tower. I wanted a bit of an intersection, just so it looked not so just like a straight tower. I wanted to, but again, with the fact that you can't build it to a different meter. Like I'd like it if those that gingerbread stuck out a little bit more. Unfortunately, it doesn't because the side to side is a lot. When it's on the grid, is a lot thicker. I mean, a lot bigger than the ups and downs. Again, I've mentioned this, and I would like it to see it change. But here we go. Add in the. I'd also like to see rotation for building pieces so that they could have fitted in nicely into like a triangle pyramid. So unfortunately had to change that because getting frustrated with the fact there's no rotate. So again, just adding different pieces to the clock tower to see what looked good, I ended up going with these triangles and putting a couple of roofs on, so that has a little clock tower but anyway, I quite like this best tower that it came with out of the options. And here you can see I'm trying to make a little clock out of the bakery frosting pieces, making the little clock hands, and then using different pieces to try and make a minute and hour time, trying to decorate it, then finding out there were clocks. So I got round to making the clock face and little things for the 9 o'clock, the 12 o'clock, the 6 o'clock and the 3 o'clock. Then copying it around to the other sides of the tower. Now I do find that sometimes the camera controls can be a bit funny in this game, and that it can sometimes just go off on a weird tangent. It just shoots over to the other side of the park for some reason. I don't know if that's just me or if something else is to cause that. Knowing me, it's probably just me. So here is my clock. I added a little door and some decoration to the actual tower, just to add multiple doors, because a clock tower needs multiple maintenance hatches. Again, putting these on. I don't like copying the frosted pieces, because for some reason most of the time when I copy them, they they don't go onto the actual gingerbread, they just float above it. I'm just like, can't be bothered with that, so I just place them by hand. Again, it keeps the because they're not all the same, it just keeps the handmade element of it. Now I decided not to go for frosting up the sides because I didn't think it looked quite good, so I add in some decorations to that, then realising clock, this is where I found the clock too small, perfect size. I was just going to be a bit lazy and put it over the one that I'd already made, then realised that probably I should delete some stuff, but I was being lazy, so I just deleted the things that were visible after I put the clocks on. So get the camera being a bit funny with me, and that bit was visible sticking out from the inside of the clock. Again, the camera going a bit funny, so I just deleted everything in the end and then built it again, because that bit was actually quite simple to build, nice and easy. Just start again, leaving one piece there which I then got rid of. So I put it on the clocks, and I think that's my clock tower finished. Well, I've done the next episode, and I've will be making a dueling roller coaster, which I struggled a bit on trying to get them to finish at the same time. But you'll see that in another episode, in the next episode, me making the actual roller coaster, and then in the episode after that, it'll be doing the scenery or the station for it. Now it hasn't got any theming yet, but I'm sure I will have soon. So putting this frame to frame the clock. Now it's not perfect by any means, but yeah, again, I was feeling the game was being a bit funny, so I just did the best I could, and then for some reason the control movement wasn't working properly, and yeah, I just did best could. Right, and I think when we finally get this piece into place, oh, Almost there. Right, I'm going to have to say thank you for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next Planet Coaster video number 7 for the dueling coasters. Thank you for watching, and it's a goodbye from me.